Hey YouTube, in this video we're going to be talking about how to combine your PlayStation 5 with a PC if you wanted to do something like stream gameplay from PlayStation 5 to something like Twitch without having to use the built-in streaming app. So basically, if you wanted to play your PlayStation 5 games as though they were on the PC, you know, like integrate the PlayStation 5 into your PC gaming setup, because that's kind of how you want to do it if you're going to be like live streaming, for example, Final Fantasy 16 when it comes out next month, so we're a few weeks out from Final Fantasy 16. So how do people stream like these type of games on the console without using the built-in PlayStation 5 app for Twitch and that sort of thing? So we're going to talk about what you need if you wanted to do that. So obviously you're going to need the console, whether it's PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or any of the older consoles, just any console in general that has an HDMI output that normally would go to a monitor or a TV. Instead of plugging it into the TV or monitor, you would plug that into what's called a capture card. So I have several different examples here. So what you want to get though is actually a 4K capture card, specifically if you're using the PlayStation 5, because the PlayStation 5 supports 4K output. It also does support 1080p and 1440p. So if you have an older capture card, say for instance like a Live Gamer HD2, this uses a PCI X1, as you can see there. This is only going to be able to do 1080p 60 FPS. So if you plug the PlayStation 5 into this, the PlayStation 5 is going to only output at 1080p 60 frames per second, because the capture card is going to appear to it as though it were a 1080p television. So I don't recommend this, but if you already have one of these and you don't really want to spend money on a 4K capture card, then this is what you would be limited to. Having said that, 4K capture cards are really not that expensive anymore. They have come down in price. They were very expensive a few years ago when they first hit the market, about 3 or 4 years now. But today, you can get one of these for much cheaper. These typically go for what the price of the 1080p capture cards used to be. So I recommend the GC573 Live Gamer 4K. This is by Avermedia. I know Elgato is another very popular brand, and you can certainly go with Elgato as well. I just don't have as much experience with the PCIe-based Elgato cards. I don't actually own any of them, so I can't really speak to how reliable they are. But I have been using Avermedia for a number of years, and I've never had any problems. As you can see here, I have the old Live Gamer 2. I had the original Live Gamer from like 2012, so that's like super old. I've got that like somewhere. But I had this. This was from like 2017, so I was using this with like first gen Ryzen, and then I got the Live Gamer 4K. Some alternative options, just to give you guys some other examples, would be the Live Gamer Duo. This can accept 4K 60, and it can do 4K 60 pass-through out to like a TV or something, but you cannot record 4K 60. This can only do 4K 30 because it shares some of the bandwidth with a secondary video input. So what this is useful for would be like if you had a webcam, you could do a webcam as one input and the console as a second input, and then you could like pass through the console to a TV or a monitor, so you would be able to play the game on that other display while being able to capture like a webcam and the console. Or you could use this for like dual console or dual PC setups, hence the name Duo. But I don't recommend this if you want to literally just play the PlayStation 5 games on your PC at full 4K 60. So for something like that, you're definitely going to need a Live Gamer 4K. The only other reliable solution that I know of from Avermedia would be an external capture card that can do 4K 60. Now this one is 4K 60 HDR. This one is also HDR. So the difference is this one is an external version of the Live Gamer 4K. Now, in order for them to be able to provide the bandwidth externally, this makes use of Thunderbolt 3. So this actually requires Thunderbolt 3. You can see the Thunderbolt logo right there. It is Thunderbolt 3, which is basically backwards compatible with Thunderbolt 4, or I guess I should say Thunderbolt 4 is backwards compatible with Thunderbolt 3. So if you have a Thunderbolt 4 USB-C type port that you know is Thunderbolt 4 capable, it will work with this card. I have a YouTube video showing how to get that working on like an X670E AMD motherboard. So for that you would need something like this. This is a Thunderbolt 4 add-in card. So this features the JHL8540 chipset from Intel for the Thunderbolt protocol. So this would be plugged into your motherboard. This requires X4 lanes of PCIe 3.0 bandwidth. So just keep that in mind. So this requires a PCIe 3.0 slot or better and requires 4 lanes. So you're not, so meaning if you want to use an external capture card, you're not going to be able to get away from having some kind of PCIe add-in card. So to be honest, I would just go with the LiveGamer 4K internal capture card. Just plug it into the PC. You need an X4 slot PCIe 2.0. So most motherboards, most modern motherboards feature that. So we're going to show what that looks like here in a little bit. And then for the processor, I recommend any kind of modern 6 or 8 core processor like a Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7. Or you could go overkill and go with Ryzen 9, it's fine, whatever. Or any of the Intel equivalents. So any modern processor will be fine for 4K 60. And the graphics card, basically any modern graphics card like, you know, RDNA 2 or RDNA 3 or the NVIDIA RTX cards. So all those will work fine. Down there you can see, there it is. That is an RGB light, but that is the LiveGamer 4K. So I have that in the X4 slot down there. And then you can see the PlayStation 5 is right there. So I have this plugged in directly into the capture card on the back. You can't really see it. And then that's how it works. Then if I want to capture gameplay, I can record the gameplay, I can stream the gameplay, or I can literally just play PlayStation 5 games on my desktop, full screen mode, through the Rec Central software, or you can use OBS or XSplit and output it to a projector monitor or a virtual display. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Let me know if you have any questions. You can leave a comment in the comment section, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.